Paintball nerd.
Today's guest on Paintball Nerds Fun 5 started playing paintball in 1998. He went pro with Avalanche in 2003. He's played with KAPP. He's played with Excessive. He's played with Infamous. He's played with Dynasty. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, the Eagle, Glenn Takemoto. What's up, Glenn?
Hello. You make me sound very important.
You are very important. You have an illustrious career, dude. You've played for amazing people, and you are and were an amazing player.
Well, thank you. Glad to be on here. I watched your show, and apparently now everybody has podcasts, so this is good.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing for paintball.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like there's a lot more chatter going on in the social scene lately, so that's a good thing.
Yep, got to keep it alive. You know, putting it out there keeps it alive.
Definitely.
Dude, I don't remember exactly when we became friends, but I remember the first time I noticed you on the paintball field, and I can't remember if it was a practice or if it was a tournament, but it was 7-man, and it was at Hollywood Sports Park, so it probably wasn't a tournament. It could have been a Cal Jump. Doesn't matter, but it was 7-man, and you guys were down bodies. You were in a corner, and then you had your corner guy, and it was like 2-on-5 or something like that. They had all the positions against you. You know, they were in the snake, they're in the 50 Dorito, and you know they had 3 guys floating around in the back. It looked like you guys were going to lose. Like, you know, it wasn't looking good for you. And you came from the corner and went to the snake while there was a guy in the snake as well. And no one on the other team saw you, and you flipped the game. You bunkered the guy out of the snake without anyone knowing. You shot the left 50, and you picked apart the back line, and you won the game. You won the game for your team. Do you remember this at all?
Not really off the top of my head, but I think if anything that comes to my mind is, you know, hiding gets you a lot in paintball sometimes. So I've
it does.
Yeah.
But you don't just hide. You do very sneaky things without people knowing.
Yeah.
And,
it was probably because whoever else was with me was helping out a lot too. So it's one of those ones.
Yeah. It's good. It's good to give credit to other people, but you're known for that, you know. You're known for doing super methodical, sneaky, divisive, amazing shit on the paintball field.
I think that is one of those things. I don't know why, for whatever reason, but maybe my just play style kind of led to that, being in those situations, I think, mainly. And then going from there. And then some of it's just desperation too at that point.
Yeah.
You have nothing to lose, so you might as well go for it.
Well, so I tricked you. This is not actually an interview. This is an intervention. A group of us have decided to get you on camera and try to force you to come back to play paintball.
I feel like a lot of people have.
Yeah, man. Especially the 10-mans. You would kill it at the 10-mans, Glenn. You would, oh man.
I did play. I went out to the Chicago tournament, I think a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I had a fun time though. It was definitely good. Life's busy though, so
it is. How many kids you got?
I got 2 now.
Yeah.
And they're getting older. So I think that's the main thing for me. It's like the weekends. I know I used to love going on weekends and playing, but now I just like to do nothing on the weekends.
Yeah, because they're so valuable. It's like, wow, you have time to yourself for once.
Definitely.
I get it. Do you ever get the itch to play?
I do. I actually do a lot. And there's a lot of times where I will try to, I know like Eric Hunter lives around me and he's always trying to like poke me to go play and stuff. And then I think come Saturday morning or Friday night, I'm like, never mind.
You can do a late day. So Eric and I started playing together, like, you know, because I took a break from paintball for like 10 years, and I started going out to Velocity to play, you know, just play walk-ons. And, you know, it's much more fun when you have someone to play with. So I called Eric, and he hadn't played in like 10 years. So there was a good period of time there where we were going every weekend. And then I moved to Tennessee. I think, you know, he's looking for someone to fill that void, Glenn. Maybe you should, you know,
we'll see.
Go out there. We'll
see. Yeah. No, I definitely get I miss it a lot too. I definitely get the itch. I still try to follow along as much as I can. You know, I still people in San Diego that still play. I try to hang out with as much as I can and see in real life. And
Yeah.
I live vicariously through them, all the
Sure.
the old folks on Dynasty, and I don't understand how they're playing because I think my body would break at this point if I started running around. But it seems to
I
be
asked
working.
him, and apparently things in motion stay in motion. So if you continue to play, then your body can handle it, and if you don't continue to play, then you go play 10-man like I do, and then you're tired
That's
after a
that's what
couple
I've
games.
heard. I mean, I went for a run the other day and my body was sore, so I can't even
Oh yeah,
imagine
don't do
trying to
that.
play like an X ball point now.
Oh yeah, dude.
Without literally being out of breath or being able to hold a gun straight and shoot.
Exactly.
So
It's a lot of work. But Glenn, man, you've had an amazing career. You played with amazing players, amazing teams. And, I'm going to tap into the memory banks because this all started 20 years ago for us. 2003 is when you went pro. But share with us a memory that really sticks out for you in paintball.
Let's see. If I have to think about some memories that stick out, I'd have three probably. I can go pretty quickly on this, but the first one to be, I mean, just my background when we started playing, we were just a bunch of friends that play like a local field. And it just so happened that we all were somewhat competitive and wanted to join, like play competitively and things. So all the stars aligned and we actually went pretty quickly as far as just staying together and then moving up through the ranks and going to amateur, winning those tournaments in the season and then turning pro. It's somewhat of that fun story where you play with your friends and I'm still friends with a lot of the people that we started with and turned pro with, but just being able to do that and have that experience and shared experience. I mean, after that, we all kind of went our separate ways and things like that, but just be able
Who
to
were
accomplish.
those guys?
I mean, the original pro team would have been like people from KAPP factories, so even like Roy Richards, like Cedric, I mean, Dave Baines, I'm missing like Neil Everly. There are a couple people that just kind of dropped playing paintball after that, but
Duffy.
Yeah, it was fun. It was kind of when we were the up and comers and the new kids on the block trying to make our name on the pro scene.
Yeah. Cool.
Second favorite memory, winning our first pro event. So that was always a goal, and I think just anybody playing paintball, you're out there trying to win every weekend, and you're out there practicing. So it's to come fruition. It's that feeling's indescribable, and then you're chasing that high for the rest of your life. Trying to win that. Gosh, I should probably know this off the top of my head. Maybe Chicago was our first pro win. I think Chicago for some reason. I don't know why that's ringing a bell. It was so long ago. Was it? I think it was X-Ball. When we were on Avalanche, we beat Infamous, I believe. Yeah, it's getting a little fuzzy at this point.
Was this the event that LB was telling me about where you guys were like short-staffed and you didn't have a coach and you still won somehow?
That was when I was I think when I was on Infamous, and that was
Phoenix.
Right. That was a couple years later.
That's right.
When I was playing with Infamous, but yeah, I think just those pro wins in general.
Yeah,
you're always chasing those. You're chasing series championships, sort of thing. But yeah, and then I think my third one. I don't know why this sticks out, but I went to try out for the Russian Legion, and I was out there for a couple days.
In Russia?
Yeah, in Russia. Like JP and I think Bart were out there because they were on the team at the time. But anyway, I went to try out, and then like the Russian camp. I mean, they have all their stuff, their ducks in a row and things like that. But the first one was failing their physical miserably. Like they'd make you do all these like sprints and things and like weights and pull-ups and stuff, and I did terrible. Like I was the slowest person out there. Like the worst like strength physical things, and they were just all laughing at me while I was trying to do these things. So that was entertaining. And then I think that was the first time I really got to play against Mishka a ton, and he was just like incredible. He still is an incredible player, but like I think he literally, I was like looking at him, and he just runs out and just shoots me with one ball, like full sprint. And I was like shooting him the whole way, and I just missed him. So I was just like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah, next
and then
level.
At that point, I was like, I gotta step up my game. A little bit. So that was an entertaining memory.
Russians did that for a lot of people, man. They made a lot of people feel that way.
They did. They stepped up they brought it to a whole new level of and nowadays too, it's like, I mean, everybody in the pro scene is insanely good. Like you have to, like everybody just keeps elevating the level. So it's like,
Yeah. The bar got raised and it keeps going up.
Yeah. I can't even imagine like if I went and played right now, I would just get demolished.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot, man. Like I remember when the Russians first came on the scene and they started competing in the United States, and we were watching them like they were walking on water. Like it was like someone like, someone, it's like watching the moonwalk for the first time. I watched Fedorov running full sprint to the snake, like, leaning forward, like full sprint.
Yeah.
And before he got to the snake, somehow he pulled up his gun and shot the back center, like shot like 2 paintballs. And like both of them were like ta in the back center's face. And the back center guy was like laning him the whole time. And then he like slid in and was alive and shot everyone. And I was like,
they're insane. Yeah.
How's that happen?
But now, like, I think seeing that too, talking on that too is like one of the ones we played them. I think I was, just holding down a lane, and this was like when X ball, you could shoot, 50,000 balls a second. Yeah. I think it was Fedorov. He just jumped over the stream, like just literally just jumped over. Like he was just waiting there and just saw the stream low, and he just jumped over the thing. And I'm like, so now you have to go like this with a gun, like go up and down.
Give him a zigzag.
So yeah, you got to see the evolution of the skills progress, but it's a good thing.
Yeah,
I think that's any sport needs that. Everybody pushes the envelope to see how much better, and then I think now that the margin for error now has got to be so slim.
Yeah, but you know what I miss now. So yes, we've reached the pinnacle of athleticism for paintball, but I think what we've removed with the format is the tension that's created in a game where that one game, right, means everything. It means all the marbles. Now we have matches where you can win by 6 points and then it's over. It's very anticlimactic. You get the back and forth sometimes, but with the other formats, like a single game means you're moving on or you're not moving on.
That is true.
And I think that puts tension on everything, the moves and the players, everything.
Definitely. I mean, I think when we were all playing, I mean, back in the day, it's like the different formats were fun. I mean, you'd throw like an amateur team in the brackets too. Like that even throws like a wild card sort of stuff into the mix. Just the different formats are fun. I think they've all served a purpose. But now you're stuck with it. So apparently Xbox is the way to go.
I guess so. I guess it is. So you've been mentioned on here a few different times by players. I often ask people who their favorite player is. So you've been mentioned there. Do you have, out of all the amazing people that you've played with, do you have a favorite teammate?
It's going to sound so cliche, but it's going to have to be Oliver, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, don't say unfortunately. I agree.
I think it's one of those ones. Like, I mean, when I was coming up, trying to get on the pro scene, like he was that foremost person kind of just out there. And he has like that it factor, whatever you call it, sort of thing. So yeah, I think just from like a formative aspect, and actually I think just in all the Dynasty guys in general, right? Like, cause they somewhat reinvented the style of play and what you can do as a team. But yeah, just, I was trying to think of a good analogy, but it's one of those ones where it's like, he just brings out the best in you.
I know. Yeah.
And even if you don't care, you kind of care because he cares so much, sort of thing. So it's like, if anybody knows me, I'm probably I'm a competitive, but I'm not like the most outwardly, rah kind of person, like running around trying to get hyped up sort of things. But, you kind of feed off the energy of other people that can do that. So it was good. He was fun to play with. He was a good person. And then I think he helped elevate the sport in the early days too, as well. So it's
totally,
it was fun playing against him because I played against him a lot. And then I, got to play with him on Dynasty. So that was a fun full circle, at least for my career.
Did you hear about he came back World Cup this past year?
I did. I saw that, and it was awesome. I was trying to watch as much as I could, and it was again, it's one of those like surreal moments sort of things to like a nice little fairy tale type storybook for Dynasty and everything for him to win. So I was happy. I mean, it's one of those ones. It's like Tiger Woods coming back and winning the Masters or something,
Yes.
like Tom Brady coming back and winning another Super Bowl sort of thing. So
is he also your favorite player to watch, or just a teammate?
To watch, that's tough. I think if you really analyze how paintball is and the different players, like every player is going to have a different style, where they fit on the field and everything like that too. So it's in theory, it's like Ryan's a great player and can arguably be better than Oliver, 99 out of 100 times sort of things. But it's like, Oliver will have that X factor that can go out there and just pull something out or, create or change something. So, or you can have people that, I would even consider myself more just a positional player that you just do your job. So it's super boring. But you're there to plug a need in the team. So you might just see somebody sitting there shooting, 10 pods at a bunker. But if that's your goal, so the rest of the team can win, so there's a lot of if you play enough paintball, I think you can really appreciate the different players or strategies and like how they fit with the different players on the team as well.
Yeah, different jobs, and some of them are more glorious than others.
Yeah, I'll give like Dalton, right? Like, when I was playing behind Dalton, my job was to make Dalton look good, basically. So it's like give him every opportunity.
He says you did great. You did a great job of that.
Every opportunity to let him shine, and so you can go make that money. But
there you go.
To be fair, like I want to be able to play what Dalton plays. So it's like you play off each other, and that's kind of why paintball's great. It's a team sport because you can be a great player, but at the end of the day, a good team will end up winning.
Yeah. Do you still have any of your paintball gear?
I do. I kept one set. I keep meaning to make sure to look that it still works, but it just sits in my garage. I think.
What is it?
It's a Geo. It's a Planet Eclipse Geo 3.
It still works.
Something along the lines. Yeah. I just kept one set. So if I do get out there and play, I got something, and I'm not going to run out there with rental gear.
Yeah. How about any memorabilia? Do you have like a most cherished item?
I was trying to do some thinking on this. So I used to try to keep one jersey from every team I played for. And then at a certain point, it just sat there. So it didn't do anything. So I gave a bunch away. And then the one actually don't even know how I'd source this down though, is if my original KAPP factory jersey, the original one with the 925 on it, I would actually pay good money for that thing too.
So you're looking for it?
I'm definitely looking for it, like the actual original one, because that'd be the one that goes to like when I started playing paintball, like the up and coming. We were still amateur, but yeah, if anybody
there
out
you go,
there,
paintball world, 925 original KAPP jersey.
I will pay some good money for that. So
does it have your name on it, or just the 925 area code?
Just the 9. I think our jerseys just had the 925, so that was the only. And they were just like what's hilarious, they're just like that stick on whatever decal sort of thing. So it's not even.
Yeah, so they weren't like sublimated. This is like the iron on logo. Oh wow.
So it's probably,
man. You probably don't even know who you gave it to, huh? You're just like, here you go.
No, and I think we only had like maybe one or two, like maybe 3 at the max. So it's like there's not many out there.
But you don't know who you gave it to.
No, I tried to track down like emails or something at one point, but that was probably pre-email or it was like AOL or something. I don't even have that account anymore.
Oh man. We'll be on the lookout for that in the comments section there.
All right.
Cool. Well, Glenn, what advice would you give to an up and coming paintball player who wants to make it to the top, who wants to have a career as a pro? What advice would you give?
I think just practice. Practice and have like a learning mindset. When like a lot of people when we were doing clinics would ask like how you did it or what happened. There's a lot of the formative years are just like the fundamentals of practice, right? I think there's my 2 advices. One was practice, and actually the other one was like learning the game of paintball, like thinking, right? So it's like your skill set can be good. You can go out there and practice snap shooting and running and shooting and stuff, but then you still have to learn the game sense. Just like knowing how much time is on the clock, who you're playing against, the strategy the team has, situational awareness, things of that nature. So, paintball can be learned. I think a lot of it can be learned. There's, you can see that out there. Everybody, although physical ability is one now a little more because of X-ball, but it's purely a mental game.
Yeah.
Like don't engage in that snapshot if you're playing against Fedorov or something, so it's just, you're going to lose probably. So it's or, if you're up against Mouse and the Snake, well, you know what he's going to do. So just try to, outthink him sort of thing.
Right.
But yeah, and just have fun. I mean, I think everybody forgets that paintball is supposed to be fun. So if you're not having fun,
why do it, right?
Yeah.
It's good advice. Well, Glenn, over the past many years, traveling all kinds of different places, what would you say that you're most thankful for that paintball's given you?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I think from
first of all, where you been? Where's all the places that you've been?
I've been a lot of places. So that was probably one part of it, is paintball's allowed me to travel a ton. Pretty much been around the world, other than say like really in the depths of China. I never really made it down to South America very much, but everywhere else I've checked off a lot of countries to visit. So I think just paintball in general, like there's a couple things that I've valued most, and then it's transcended now just my personal life and work life. But it's like tons of different personalities, people from all around the world. You meet people, you have to learn how to interact with them in a team setting, individually. People's motivations are different, but just the different cultures. I've learned to appreciate everybody's upbringing, because again, for the most part, you can come from anywhere and play paintball sort of thing. So it's interacting with everybody from different backgrounds and views, and for a common goal. So I think it's a big community. It's a worldwide community too, and we're all sharing the same passion for paintball. So that's probably winning's in there, but I think from a more personal thing, just being able to travel, because now at this point, there's no way I'll be able to travel with this much as a family. So I'm glad I got to check off a lot of the countries that I'll, and doing young, dumb, stupid things. Was fun with it as well.
I mean, do you think that you would have gone to any of the places that you've been to without paintball?
No, definitely not. I mean, like there'd be no reason other than some tourist stuff to go to Russia. We went down to like South America. South Africa. One of the trips we went to like Morocco. So it's like we had an event in Spain, and I think I was like Ryan, Oliver, and Davey and I just decided to hop in a taxi and go down to Morocco just because we were close. So yeah, there's a lot of places that I'll probably never make it back to, but at least got to experience.
Awesome. Cool. Well, Glenn, thank you so much for your time here. Is there anything that you want to part with for the paintball community?
No, I mean, I feel like maybe I'm getting older now. I can probably make some appearances back in paintball. I do have a guilty feeling that I probably should give back more to the community. So it's like, if anybody's out there,
just show up.
And if anybody wants to hit me up for questions or advice, or well, I don't know about advice nowadays, but just questions or anything, I'll be an open book. But I kind of had to take a hiatus because of work and family. But now everything's settled down. I think I'll be back in the near future for some more in-person paintball events.
Right on. Thanks, Glenn.
Okay, thanks.